Hey everyone, we're going to complete each statement with less than, greater than, or equal. We're going to explain by the Hinge Theorem or the converse of the Hinge Theorem. So we'll get started. For the first one, basically according to the Hinge Theorem, here we have these two angles are congruent and these two angles are congruent. So our included angle, you have to have the included angle, which means the angle in between the two congruent sides. So basically you go across to the other side, and since these two angle measurements are the same, then TP is going to be, these two sides are going to be the same. So these two equal. Now for this one, we had the same scenario, the congruent angles and so forth, but our angle here is smaller, so KD is going to be smaller than CP because this angle is smaller than this angle. So KD is smaller, or you can say less than CP. Now this should be angles here. I don't know why they did that. So basically we're looking at this angle. These sides are congruent here. So we're looking at the angle measure in between the two congruent sides. So across from 2 is 11. This is we're using the converse of the Hinge theorem. This side is smaller, so the measure of angle 1 is smaller than the measure of angle 2, because the side across from angle 2 is bigger than the one from angle 1. Now, same thing for here. Let's look. We have our included angles here. All right, so we're looking at this one now. So the side across from measure of angle 1 is 9, and the side across from the measure of angle 2 is 8. So that means measure of angle 2 is smaller than the measure of angle 1. Or if you read it this way, the measure of angle 1 is greater than the measure of angle 2. Now we're going, we have the exact measures here. We also know that this side is congruent. So we have our included angles in between the two congruent sides. So you go directly across. We have AT and BT. Well, since BT, the angle across from BT is smaller, this side is smaller, and this side is larger. So AT is larger than BT. And again, this should be angles. So now we're looking at the angle measurements. So that's your converse. We know due to the reflexive property that this length is congruent to itself, this length here. So our included angles are 2 and 1. Now the side across from 1 is bigger than the side across from angle 2. So that means the measure of angle 1 is bigger than the measure of angle 2. So you would put greater than. And that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.